So before going for normalization, okay, first of all, normalization means most of it involves decomposing a table, which means if you have a big table, we generally try to divide into small tables, right? And whenever we do such decomposition, we should see some properties. One property is whenever you decompose a table into many tables, then we later would like to ask some questions which are based on all the small tables. Then we might try to combine them. So when we decompose a table and again when we combine the tables into the original table, the number of tuples or the data that should not get altered, which means there is no way you lose the data, but then you might sometimes get extra data, right? So I'll just show you that with this example. Let us say we have this table and then we decided that we want to divide it into small tables, right? So whenever you divide into small tables, it is generally if you don't have any common attributes in the tables, it will be difficult for you to combine it later. For example, if you just split it out this way, if you have taken it into two tables, one is containing just A and other is containing BC, right? Then later if you have to combine them, it will be really a big problem. See this, if you try to do like this, then what happens is A will have only two values, A1, A2, and B and C will have three combinations, I think, B1, C1 and yes, B2, C2, these two combinations. And later when you try to combine them, you try to take a cross product, isn't it? Which means again if you try to merge them into the table A, B, C, then what happens is you have to combine this with both of these, right? Which means you will get A1, B1, C1, right? And again A1, B1, A2, A1, B2, C2, right? So actually this A1, B2, C2 is not at all there. Yeah, it is there. Let's see one more. Now then again you get A2, B1, C1, right? So A2, B1, C1 is there, and again you get A1, A2, B2, C2, and A2, B2, C2 is not there, isn't it? See, one more is A2, B1, C1, and other is A2, B2, C2, right? So by looking at this, we got one more new tuple added, right? So just to avoid this, whenever we split a table into two or more tables, we see that among these tables at least some attributes are common, one or more attribute is common, so that it will be easy for us to combine later. And then what attribute should be common, and we should not take any attribute randomly. I'll just show you what happens if we take any attribute randomly. Assume that we are trying to divide it into two tables like this. Okay, so I want to divide into two tables. One table contains AB and other table contains AC, which means I am having as common attribute A as the common attribute. Now what does the table containing AB will contain? See this, which means if the table is split up this way, then the table containing AB will contain A1, B1, A2, B1, A1, B2, isn't it? A1, B1, A2, B1, and then A1, B2. And the table containing AC will contain A1, C1, A2, C1, and A1, C2, right? Now when I try to combine them, so again later, because of some information, if I want some information, then I try to combine it. Why do I combine it is, sometimes we would like to ask some questions about it. Given the value of A, if I ask about C, then we might have to combine it and then get the value, because here there is no relationship between A and C. The only relationship is from here you have to go there and you have to get it, right? In that cases we combine it. Now we combine them using the common attributes. So common attribute is A, so wherever A is having A1, we combine these two, right? And again A is having A1 here, right? So this one is going to be combined with this as well as this. So what do we get? A, B, C, we get this. This one is going to be combined with this as well as this. So for this, let's combine these two first, because A1 is common, right? Now A1 and B1 and C1, right? And now let's combine these two, because A1 is common. Then what do we get? A1, B1 and C2, right? Now let's see if this information is present there. A1, B1, C1 is there, but A1, B1, C2 is not there, isn't it? This information is completely not there. This is extra added, right? Let's see, let's complete it. Now what about A2? A2 is combined only with this one, right? So what do we get? A2, B1, C1, and again here A1, right? And let's combine these two, A1, B2, C1, and let's combine these two, A1, B2, C2, right? So if you watch it, we got two more extra tuples. So one extra tuple is this, and what is the other extra tuple? A1, B2, C2 is fine, and A1, B2, C1. This one is also an extra tuple, right? So these two are extra tuples. We don't have these two values there, right? So this is the problem. Whenever you divide the table like this, we might see that sometimes extra tuples get added, right? It is called as lossy decomposition. Lossy, actually data is not lost, we gained the data, but still it is a loss, isn't it? We have got some extra information which is not true, that is a loss. So this type of decomposition is called as lossy decomposition. If you want to see one more decomposition, let us say I want to show you that every possible decomposition is not lossy, right? So we might decompose the table into two ways. This way, instead of having AB and AC, maybe I'll have AB and BC. Let's see what happens with this. If I see AB, what are the various combinations for AB? One combination is A1 B1, another combination is A2 B1, another combination is A1 B2, right? And what are the various combinations for BC? One combination is B1 C1, another combination is B2 C2. Now I want to combine them. So these two can be merged and this one can be merged this way, right? Then what do we get when I combine these two into the table containing all these three? So one tuple I get is A1 B1 C1 because of these two, and then A2 B1 C1, and then A1 B2 C2, right? Check this, we got the actual table. There is no data loss, which means no extra tuples are added. So one thing is, whenever extra tuples are added, we call it data loss. Okay, just don't get confused. We didn't lose any data, we gained it, but still it is wrong. Okay, so what I mean to say is, every decomposition is not going to be a lossy decomposition. So some of the decompositions are going to be lossy. So what we want is, we want lossless decomposition. So it turns out that lossless decomposition is possible whenever we split the table into two parts, and the common attribute, if that common attribute is either a candidate key or some key attribute is key in one of the tables, then we can say that the decomposition is not lossy. Which means, see this, we decompose the table into two parts, isn't it? Now what is the common attribute? B. If the common attribute is a key in one of the tables, then the decomposition will not be lossy, right? Here it so happened that B is a key in here, which means B values are not getting repeated even though B is repeating here, right? That is why, if it is at least key in one of the tables, then the decomposition will not be lossy. That is why this is not lossy. And here if you watch it, A is a key either in this or this, right? A is repeating here as well as here, right? Therefore, whenever you decompose it, see that the common attribute in the decomposition is going to act as a key. So what do I mean is, if you are going to decompose a big relation R into two smaller relations R1 and R2, right? Whatever you take, R1 intersection R2, it is the common, right? It should either be able to determine R1, right, or R1 intersection R2, it should either be able to determine R2, right? Which means the common attribute has to be either a key here or a key here, right? Then the decomposition is not going to be lossy, right? Sometimes, one other way of writing that it is key is, you can even write it as R1 minus R2, okay? Which means R1 minus R2 means it will not contain R1 intersection R2. One other way of writing it, either you write R1, leave it there, or you write like this, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, because in some questions you might see like this and you might get confused. That is why I'm writing it. It is also saying that R1 intersection R2 is going to determine every attribute in R1 except that common part. Anyway, that common part is already included, isn't it? R1 intersection R2 contains that common part, right? So either you write like this or you write like this, it is also fine. So anyway, both of these say that the common attribute has to be a key in one of the tables. That is the meaning of it. So from now on, we are going to see decompositions. Whenever we divide the table, see that the common attribute is going to be a key in one of them, right? Okay.